Live from Studio B, two guys whose business cards simply say, I'll call you. It's The Bottom Line with your host DJ and KJ, asking tough questions, getting real answers, and sorting through it all to get to the bottom line.
After a 4-week hiatus, back here in Studio B with the Power Hour, the TBL. Ken, good to be back with you this week after an extended break.
Yeah, vacations and spring break, and they said we couldn't do it again.
Some people thought we were gone.
That's what I heard.
Done, over with.
It was over.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
No, it wasn't.
Niedermeyer, dead. Wormser, dead.
Did the Germans bomb Pearl Harbor?
In Animal House they did, according to Pluto.
No, they didn't. Did they really?
A lot of people were probably hoping that it was going to be gone, but we're back.
I think
better.
A lot of them did.
A lot of exciting things going on with TBL. Talk about the new products out there and the different ways people can get connected and get involved.
Well, first off, since we have took that 4-week hiatus, we came back and we worked on some things. And look at this. Y'all check this out. This is one of those new things right here. How about that, DJ?
Technology.
Whose head's bigger, mine or yours?
I'd still say mine.
I don't know. I think mine is. Anyway, so we worked on some things, and we've got, of course, the bottomlineshow.net is up now, live, running. If you want to watch the show, you can check it out on bottomlineshow.net, and then scroll down right to the player that's right at the top of the page, and it's going well. I think that one of the way I got people texting me already, so you know how that goes. So another way we've also on iTunes now. You can find us on iTunes. Of course, we're still on YouTube, and now we're live on Facebook.
Maybe the biggest announcement, although, Ken, there was a lot of concern, or there was some concern in some circles that this was an unauthorized show. Yeah. And I've got the good word today via email that we have received authorization, so that makes us official.
That's right. The National Association of Straight Talk and No BS Podcasts has authorized this show.
Wow. Big time.
Just for Bruton, Alabama as well.
Means the world.
Only for Bruton, Alabama.
Means the world to have that official designation.
We've got a plaque on the way. Hadn't made it yet. It'll be here next time. We'll be able to show that plaque and put it on the wall and say, we are official.
I have missed this program the last several weeks, and I've appreciated the number of people that have reached out to us, and we're making sure that we were still coming back. But like you said, with vacations and spring break, and one particular Wednesday, I think a baseball game got moved to get ahead of the weather. So it was kind of the perfect storm, no pun intended, that kind of put us on the shelf for a couple of weeks, but we're going nowhere.
It was. It was just one of those things that, we had to deal with and do some traveling. And there was a baseball game, I think, that happened. It was a lot of different things that come together, but we're here.
Well, I'll tell you what, kicking things back off, I can't think of a better group of people to have with us than the young ladies we have here in Studio B that they are a part, maybe the founding members, officers. We're going to get a little more information on that in a minute, of Wild at Heart. We have Sarju Patel, Mandy McKenzie Smith, and Stephanie Dollahite. And glad to have them here. I want to welcome all of you to Studio B. We have plenty of Pepsi products. Mandy, our vendor there, and the guy that takes care of us. Pretty close person in your life, an important person in your life, your brother Lance.
He's all right. He'll take care of his people.
Want to thank all of you for coming in. The mics are live, the lights on green, and we're going to have a good time here. Back when all of us were younger people, and you talk about civic groups, the groups that came to my mind anyway, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, the Civic Club, the Bruton Civic Club, and all of those are still going to a lot of great things in our community, kind of helps make Bruton what it is. But the bunch that you guys have come up with and formed in recent years is doing some equally impressive things in town and around town for the different age groups, and we kind of wanted to create a little more exposure. I had heard of the group, but it was not very knowledgeable in terms of the things that you did provide and the different projects that you worked towards, and it overwhelmed me. It's very impressive, and I've enjoyed talking to y'all before we came on the air, and kind of want to get that out there and take some questions and just kind of create some more awareness of what y'all do, and try to get more people to support future endeavors, because y'all are doing some amazing things in and around town, and that's one of the things I love about Bruton. There's a place for everybody to fit in and get in, and Ken, you and I were talking about it at the office during lunch today. We were looking through their pamphlet. They're doing some amazing things for our community.
Yes, they really are. And I know we were talking about this before we went on the air, but who wants to tell the story of how all this came together?
I think all three will.
Chime in.
I'll start.
Take it, ladies.
And we will all talk over each other. So
And
please
we'll say-
excuse us.
Perfect. That's what makes for great podcasts.
Oh, here we go.
That's what makes for great podcasts.
Yes.
I think I called and said, Christmas parade. Let's go.
Give us a time frame. I need a time frame.
December 2011.
Okay, 5 years ago.
Yes.
Four and a half.
4.5.
yeah.
Or, yep, whatever.
Remember,
We
the Germans
decided
bombed
to
Pearl
go
Harbor.
Yes, they did. No,
Show where
they
you can
didn't.
get factual information.
So we went, and probably about 3/4 of the parade, we were like, this parade just, it sucks. The floats weren't what we expected. I mean, of course,
Okay,
the
yeah.
bands.
We were
all
not-
that was
Children were
good.
standing there like this.
They were
When's the
bored.
parade starting?
Was it you three together? Was it more than this?
It was
It was
the three
us
of us and her stepson and her two boys.
Okay.
And we were standing in front of the time clock downtown.
Good place
And
to post
it
up.
was perfect.
That's big
because they
Good
had
place.
a place to stay, and it was during the daytime. It was on a Saturday afternoon, and we were just like, "Okay, this is all right."
We could do better.
But
We could build the best float in the entire world, and
We
we
were
will
like-
win.
we've got to kick this up a notch.
We got to kick
Okay.
it up.
All right.
And so about the next day, we all were like,
Blowing up each other's phone on
we
text.
really could do this. And
could do
actually, we had all gotten together before to like, we had started playing like all these weird 80s games like gin at night, like card games, and
call
just
that
doing,
80s.
well, you know
Well,
what I
like-
mean. Card games.
Card night.
Card night.
You know, just
Game
start
night.
out, you know, if you can come, play, if you can't, whatever. And so, but after the parade the next day, we were like, we need to work on this. And so that's kind of where it started. With just strictly,
Let's build
we're
a
going to make
float
a Christmas parade float.
and make it awesome for the kids.
So the Christmas parade 2011, you wanted it to be more.
yes.
Y'all had a float the following year, 2012.
And
Was the club
we were first place.
won first place? Was the club formed at that point, or did it form There you go. And we're back in Studio B. Got the technical difficulty cleaned up. Ken, I tell you what, and that's just living proof of why there is no TBL without Ken James on the scene.
That's living proof that I don't know what I'm doing. Where's David Maddox when you need him?
I tell you what, a lot of people made comments during the 4-week hiatus that I was here and we could still have it, and I'm like, oh no, can't even turn the buttons on. So Ken's got us back up and running. We do appreciate those of you listening in, telling us about the sound. And hopefully we got that straightened out. Once again, have Wild at Heart here with us, 18 members strong. Started at the Christmas parade, got formed, 501c3, take charitable contributions. It's a tax write-off. There are a lot of good things here in the community. When you get into that just a little bit more, let's go back to the group. We're meeting once a quarter. That's once a month. And that is I'm sure y'all handle y'all's business at that point, and then of course play your cards or whatever the case. Or is that strictly just a business meeting?
Just a business meeting.
Well, no.
I mean, we
do our business first.
Okay.
We do our business first,
and we also are really good friends. We enjoy each other's company, and it's also kind of a night that we can just hang out and be around each other and leave everything behind and talk with each other and just
awesome.
hang out.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this, I'm kind of talking in circles just a little bit. We tried to have y'all on for several weeks. It was our fault almost every single time not been able to put a show together, so I appreciate y'all's patience for being with us, and I do appreciate y'all being here tonight. And it kind of worked out good because I read in the paper, or I think I may have saw on Facebook, where you guys have awarded scholarships here recently to a couple of our seniors. Let's talk about that, the students, the process, and how all that kind of ties together.
We do some other charitable things, but we're trying to pull in more age groups and kind of recognize students in our area. And it's strictly for girls, obviously, because we are a women's organization, and they have to fill out a scholarship application, but it's a little bit different than your standard organizational scholarship application. We ask them questions like, what would your friends say are your best and worst qualities? And what do you hope to find over the rainbow? And
my favorite, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
And
what's the best answer you've ever gotten?
Can I?
We might have different ones. My favorite came this year.
Okay.
She if she could, she would turn anything into food. We're like, we love her.
I like it.
We like food.
Did she specify pepperoni pizza by any chance?
No, but we're like, she said, like, you can take care of hunger, you can food, and like as working, a lot of us, working. It'd be nice to throw out, 2 different pieces of paper out there and have a dinner. Maybe, it's like, and to me,
like, it was the greatest thing ever. Like, we rolled,
and it was outside the box. Like, everybody else answers that question like, I want to fly, I want to be telepathic. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. But what we really like is that the honesty.
Sure.
I mean, it wasn't like I'm trying to go online and figure out what's the best answer.
Yeah.
That was feeling straight off the cuff. It's like somebody that really says how they feel. And they're not somebody that wants to give the perfect answer. It's really...
Sure.
I mean, who wouldn't want things to turn into food?
And another thing that we also
Please tell me she was at least a finalist.
She won.
Yes.
Hey, does that sound like a winning answer?
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be.
The rest of her answers to the other questions on there were just as interesting. I mean, it was a really good application.
It was fantastic. But the other thing is that we want to award this scholarship not to someone who is getting 50 other scholarships because of grades only, but we want a person who is all around just a fun, we can see them being a wild at heart kind of gal.
Well-rounded.
Which is our goal.
And not another thing about our scholarship, like most scholarships, traditional scholarships, they start at the 28 range and higher for ACT. We do middle of the ground. I think we 18 to 27 ACT score, which a lot of people in that range do.
Wait, what was the number again?
18 to 27.
Yeah.
It was girls only way, so I was out anyway.
You were out.
I was out anyway. I had no chance.
I mean, it's hard to
I had no chance.
Guess what?
All right, well, let me ask you this. And
Butch, I think we are using the Pepsi product for next
but yeah, Lance got to restock us next
But
week.
you can bring us some Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
We'll take it. I love Diet Pepsi.
Crazy Pepsi.
Breckenridge,
Crazy
Butch.
Pepsi, man.
Breckenridge.
I don't want. I want to talk about the scholarship amount because that blew me away. I mean, that was very impressive what y'all have done in terms of getting some money raised, and we're going to get in that in just a minute. But talk about the scholarships y'all award in terms of monetary value. And these are two, one to T.R. Miller and one to WS Neal.
Yes.
And they are in what amounts?
We started the first year as doing $500. And every year, as our fundraisers have grown, we've grown the amount. This year, we're awarding $1,250
Per student.
per student.
I'm telling you, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is a nice
fantastic.
shot in the arm for anybody. You know, the educational expenses are going through the roof.
They are.
And to get that right here, and for you ladies to make that happen, that is incredible.
But it's not us. It's the people that
I
come to our
understand.
fundraisers.
Yeah, sure it
Like
is.
we put
I
on the
get
show,
it.
We do it.
but it's
Sure.
the support
Yeah,
that
we just need the
need.
support.
Sure.
to do that.
But it still takes a vision. It still takes a passion for somebody to want to create an opportunity or create a forum to help others, and y'all are should all be applauded for that. That's pretty neat. And in terms of that scholarship getting awarded, they can go to anywhere they can get admitted.
Yep.
That money can be
Anywhere.
forwarded
That is
to
their choice.
Yes.
Man.
And also that same amount is roughly what we spend during Christmas time for gifts for Angel Tree children, senior citizens, and also DHR children. We spend about that same amount on that group as well.
Okay. And let's stay on the projects just for a minute, and then we'll get to the fundraisers after that. All right, so we had the scholarships. We're helping some folks out at Christmas. And then you also sponsor a middle school dance with some assistance from NDI. Is that correct?
That's one of our fundraisers.
That's a fundraiser.
That's
That's a fundraiser.
Yes.
It's a fundraiser.
Yes.
But it also kind of serves as a project also. I mean, it's creating an opportunity, a social event for
middle schoolers to learn how to not be awkward when they go to a dance with girls and boys.
do they start off on the opposite walls?
No.
No, they all start off in the middle of the
It's
dance.
nothing like when I was there. Girl wall, boy wall. But you know, the one thing is that I love is that it really gives them a chance to figure out how to be.
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of social situations are so important for children of that age.
And the fact that it's mixed in all three middle schools. It's got Neal, McCall, and Miller.
Oh, you do it for everyone? So,
Yes.
Okay,
All
I didn't know
three
that.
kids.
It's open to any middle schooler in Bruton.
And are those relative?
Schooler.
How many fathers show up with that right there?
Yeah,
I'm like,
I guarantee it. Lock and load. You better lock and load. Where is this held?
At the Ritz.
At the Ritz. And it's well attended also? Have y'all had good response to that as well?
We've had maximum, like, that we could have, right?
Right,
The first
yeah.
year,
Because we have to
Cap it off at
only
one.
have a certain number of tickets
for like fire code or
for fire or whatever.
And all the different kids get along fine and then interact
never
well?
never had any
not-
struggles.
We have the
Knock on
parents.
wood.
Parents sign them in. They have to bring them in. They have to sign them in, sign them out.
You know, I'm
We have
thinking,
security.
And a bunch of mamas floating around doesn't
A
hurt.
lot of mamas.
I'm
and a lot
going,
of
Yeah,
young
but the
and a lot
daddies,
of,
too.
and a lot of
lots
Steven.
daddies.
you know, I'm
I
going
was gonna
back.
say, how about the daddies? That's what I want to do.
Well, here's, I'm going.
Steven came last year.
Well-
He's like, oh my
No.
gosh.
and then some of their teachers are there too, which helps.
We're like this, stinky eye.
Well, I'm going back.
I just know what happened back when I was in school when the lights went out.
No,
yeah, we don't turn them all the
We
way
don't turn the
down.
lights out
Okay.
because
Let
we
me
all
tell
know
you.
that.
Okay.
Mandy's
Well,
on the stage dancing and watching like this.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
And I think we all can agree, you know, that times have changed in many ways for the better. And I'm going back to a multi-school function back when I was in school. And I'm thinking T.R. Miller students, WS Neal students. I'm thinking Dwayne Hammock, Carl Sessions, Peter Ray Thompson, and Jackson Clayton in the same
And a
room.
lot of fights.
It wouldn't have gone well. So that was something. It was no possibility
But
back in the
you have
80s.
to
That wasn't going to happen.
That wasn't gonna
That
happen.
wasn't
There
going to happen.
wasn't a YMCA ball league either where these
Sure.
kids were already
Good point.
together.
Good point.
No, back in those days, East Bruton and Bruton were completely separate.
So,
It was
yeah.
And I love
sports and
how
everything.
the people, like even my children, have such a respect for people from Neal and other schools.
Oh, yeah.
because they're with them, and I appreciate that so much because people are people here.
Absolutely. There's only one time during the year that we have to get on opposite
Miller,
sides of the
November.
line.
Yeah.
Battle
Then
of
you
Myrtle
go
Creek.
your side, we go over here.
And both
Last
sides.
Friday in October.
Both sides want it that way. That's the way it has to be. And when it's over with, it's over with. But those
Absolutely.
3
Shake
hours,
hands and love each
Hey.
other and move on.
for those 3 hours, we got to get on our own side, and you're either red or you're blue. But that's the only time.
Unless you're me this year and I spent half on one side and half on the other because I have babies on both sides.
Well, going back to the Christmas parade, I mean, that kind of ties. Don't we start? We started in East
did,
Bruton,
in East
so I mean,
Bruton,
it's
yes.
it's crazy that some people can't get past that crazy creek that geographically divides us. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think kids are.
That's not us, though.
I don't think they're that
We
way
don't care.
now. I just don't think it's that way.
I don't think kids are near as mean today though as they were back in those.
They can still be
Because there's too
I
many
married
hover
someone
mothers.
from Neal, and he still hears about how much better we are.
Well, there
And of course, he takes up the other side of that.
Well, sure.
well, there was
but what
there's
I-
different ways to be mean.
But what I'm saying
Yes,
is you
absolutely.
Now a kid will get on Facebook and maybe call another kid out or create awareness or draw some attention to something.
Oh, I meant by
Dwayne
sports.
Hammock would be mean by putting his fist in your mouth over and over and over again.
I put you in the garbage can
Yeah, or-
upside
yeah,
down.
or stick you in a garbage
and
can.
laughing.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
He would go over
Yeah.
there looking for that.
Sure,
That's what I mean.
So I mean, I think there's still some mean spirited
Carol-
folks
the
out there.
Carol boys?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, the list goes on and on.
They've changed.
They're wonderful.
They are.
Sure they are.
Oh, the Carol boys? Oh, yeah. But I'm talking about when we were all younger. You know, I mean, that's, I
was a long time ago.
I don't think
Please
people.
don't judge me from high school.
No,
DJ.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think people load up today and go get. I remember.
go looking for trouble.
I remember doing this with Dippin' Patel. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell a story here. But we went and got like 10, 15 cases of toilet paper from
Kmart.
the Days Inn. No, from the Days Inn.
I know where they come from.
And
They got busted.
Because he was
we lit somebody's house up. I'm not going to say who it was. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't think people do stuff like it looked like it had snowed on this woman's house. I can't
DJ
lie
can
to you.
attest to this.
They-
People don't
they
kids
live
don't know how to
the
roll
paper.
yards anymore.
They don't know how to roll.
They don't.
I mean,
we tried it. We tried to teach them.
All we do is do this.
When y'all rolled, y'all left the paper there.
Because they can't use their
got here
thumbs.
down to the hotel.
Yeah, that's how they call. Yeah, they called us that way.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: ask Mary Brown if people know how to roll their yards.
I was with her.
Is she the roller?
No, she got rolled.
She got rolled.
She got rolled.
Old school,
Bye.
by an old school roll. Homecoming. I got sick of seeing it. I got sick of seeing the attempted
you
rolls.
the
right now.
roller?
No, I was a coordinator. I was.
So you coordinated the roll.
I was a spotter.
But you
I
were
said, we
the
need
roller.
more.
Okay.
Well, until my shoulder started
Well,
hurting.
tell me this.
Until my shoulder started hurting, I said, somebody else do
You
it.
tell me this. When is the last time you stopped on Belleville Avenue because a purse was out in the middle of Belleville Avenue?
Oh, purse trick.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what purse trick is.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's time to bring it back.
Wild at heart.
Fundraiser.
Purse trick fundraiser. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I still think kids are like that today. But I mean, anyway, maybe they're not as mean. I don't know. And you teachers, y'all can tell us better than that. So
I'm not a teacher.
No comment.
No, but two of you are. Y'all can say.
They have a lot of good. There's a lot of children with good hearts.
There you go.
They're actually good parents.
There you go, DJ.
There it is.
The smack
There it
down.
is.
So let's make sure we've covered the projects. We do the scholarships. We help the kids at Christmas. Anything else?
seniors.
Well, I want to
And
elaborate.
seniors.
Can we say this? I
Senior
really want to elaborate on
citizens.
what we do at Christmas because I think it's important that people know really
Sure.
what we do with our money.
Hey.
So
Knock it out.
go ahead and I don't know how many we did.
This year we did, I believe it was 6 children from the DHR. It was 2 different families. We did 8 or 9 children from the Angel Tree, and then we did 6 senior citizens from, I don't know if they come from the senior center or, the nursing home, I think
it's
is
through
where
the
they
nurse-
get
through
the name.
Craig
The
Marshall.
chamber
Okay.
gives the names.
The chamber gives the names.
Yes.
Speaking of the chamber, what has been your experience with them in terms of trying to get coordinated or exchange some ideas or offer some ideas on some of the different things they do? We talked about the Christmas parade. And of course, the chamber
Very
puts that on.
receptive.
Very supportive. They listen.
They've always been, and the good thing about our chamber, which growing up, I knew nothing about the Chamber of Commerce in Bruton, because that was not a thing, except for they worked with Kiwanis to do
people glasses,
the Blueberry Festival. And so
Lions Club.
Lions Club.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, but now we have some younger members who are trying to make some things happen in Bruton.
They are making them happen.
Easier, absolutely, and it's easier to go to people who are your friends, who are your brother, who are people that you meet at businesses and people that own businesses in Bruton that are your age, and say, like. This past year, they moved the Christmas parade to Friday night from a Thursday night. We love the night parade because we're all about
lights,
blinging it up in lights and building things that are outrageous. But they were talking about having it on a Thursday. And I was talking to Josh Godwin and Melanie at Just Do one day, and I said, if you're going to do it on a Thursday night, just think about this. Kids have tests on Fridays, traditionally, your younger children. You have a lot of people that work during the day. It's going to be really hard for them to take off on Thursday, get their kids fed, that kind of stuff. And so we said, what about a Friday or a Saturday? How would the weekend go? And they said, well, Saturday is Atmore's, thing or whatever. Shut up. I just remember the conversation.
It was so good. You speak so well.
And I'm terrified of public speaking, but these are
you're doing so good.
These
are my people.
These bright lights and these Pepsi mixers are killing you, Mandy.
Mandy, and this is important.
Wait,
do you understand how many millions of people are listening in right now?
I don't care.
Millions. And this is forever. This will be archived. It's out there forever.
Well, then in that case.
It's a long one.
I'm going to wait for that noise to stop.
I think I should have a noise on the high school thing for DJ. They're noise for that.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Hey.
But they're just very receptive to your opinions and working with other organizations and not just seeing themselves as the overseer of all things in Bruton.
The rodeo was a great success.
Absolutely.
Kicking at the creek, great success. A lot of good things going on with the chamber, and I'm glad that y'all were able to help influence, to move that Christmas parade at nighttime, because it has been a big deal to well attended. A lot of very fun night in Bruton.
Yeah, it is. We
Now
like
if
it.
we
That's
just
like
get
our
it on
favorite
Saturday
thing.
night.
Saturday night.
Let's
get it to Saturday night, and it'll be perfect.
Saturday night, and then we were like,
There was a great crowd.
So change members if you're listening.
It really was. It was.
wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
It was a lot different than 2011. I can say that.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
our float might not win anymore, but the floats are gorgeous.
We stop right there.
Everybody had to step their game up. That's what happened. Everybody had to step up.
Hey.
But hold on, our floats we build
Okay,
with our hands.
I want to ask a question.
Old school.
Not our husband,
Old school.
not our boyfriend.
I like it.
How many
No,
floats?
we build that.
How many floats does Rusty Miller personally build for the parade?
I can tell you one he doesn't. Wild at Heart.
We build that one.
Which we love, Rusty.
I didn't know. I do too.
Gina Hart uses the hammer like nobody's business.
And
It might
Howie
fall
Ball.
apart, but when we get there, it
Howie
goes back
too.
together.
Now, I can't remember who was on it, but I thought the coolest one down there was the Army truck.
It
That
was
was
not.
nice.
It was the Wild at Heart float.
I feel like that was not the coolest one. Did y'all not see us in our white tutus?
Is that no? You did not.
No.
Is that sad? Is that tears?
That actually has nothing to do with Wild at Heart at all.
You forget that being in the parade, we can't see any of the other floats,
And that's kind of makes
the
it
bad
sad.
part.
I really think what you guys done was really make everybody else step their game up as far as
And
the
that's what we
floats and
wanna
that kind of
do.
thing. I mean, honestly, I think that's what happened.
honestly, I'm not as competitive as some of my.
I'm competitive. I have no.
And I'm like, I don't care if we win, but I
wanna
care
win.
is like
You want it good.
If we step it up, that's why we had all this competition.
Absolutely.
And it made it better for the children because they're like,
Did they say there was like over 60 or 70 floats in the parade this past
year.
year?
and it wasn't
This
a
year.
pickup truck
Come
with a
on.
sign.
No, right,
it was
that's
a
like
float.
floats.
They
That's
were
what
like
I mean.
straight up floats.
Like real floats.
Yes.
Yes.
Like Mardi Gras, like Mobile,
Yeah.
not quite. but,
Maybe Fairhope Mardi Gras.
yeah, but I mean, like
Or like,
I guess maybe, Fairhope, that'd be good.
We're taking
Yeah.
some woodworking classes over the summer.
have
Like we're
Take
a
a
step
look.
up from the redneck Christmas parade, but
Wow.
not really ready for Mardi Gras.
So you're telling everybody right now, get ready is what you're saying.
We're picking
Next-
our
oh
theme
gosh, next year,
during
get
the
ready.
next
Yeah,
meeting.
You're coming.
Oh, we're coming.
You're
I'm
coming.
thinking that Mandy's going to be on something really tall and it's going to twirl. So
doubt
that's all I'm giving away. It's
I
going to be
doubt
going
it.
in a circle.
like literally while we're standing there getting ready for the Christmas parade, like in our costumes or whatever, we're going, oh, we should do this next year. And we'll vote on it this summer and start working on it.
I mean,
Y'all vote on it during the summer.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
So y'all start preparing for this
We
thing
will
months
have
ahead
our
of time.
This is our
We
jam.
already have our theme.
So we're
This is
2
our
months out.
thing.
We're 2 months out from getting ready for the Christmas parade.
Yeah, no, we're a month out.
Wow.
1 month
One
from
month.
having a theme.
We'll
By the May meeting, we will
We'll have our theme for
So,
Christmas.
so y'all come up with this well ahead of time.
Now, we
Absolutely.
started it last year coming up. Like, we used to just wait till September or October and wing
not enough
it.
time.
Not anymore.
Well, look, there's no winging it anymore.
We are
is
not
what you're saying.
satisfied.
You think
with
about a
second
lot of
place.
women. Sometimes
Okay.
people get ill.
That's fine. That's good.
I never get ill when I do the float, do I?
No.
Okay, that's the next question. Of all the good
yeah.
that you guys do, how many fights happen during the float building is what I'd like to know.
Well, we separated everybody's jobs this year, and that helped.
That helps.
Everybody
Y'all
was on the
delegated.
committee.
I'm telling you,
Yes,
I mean,
Delegated.
honestly, this year was probably the easiest it's ever been. Probably because I just wasn't fussing.
You laid back.
No. I can't believe that.
I didn't fuss this year.
And I'm sad. This is the first year I've missed. My mother
And Sarge, you wasn't there to tell me that. We're winning first. We're winning first.
No.
Well, anyway.
I got great pictures of that.
But it
I
was
watched it on
fun,
TV.
and we had a great time. And it's fun, and we like to pull in the costumes and everything.
Like,
so-
we don't just do the float. We did
and the throws. We like theme our we match our throws with our theme, and you know
It's coordinated.
Like
It's not just a
the year we did
peppermint.
Polar Express, we threw out the Jingle Bells and hot
Yeah.
chocolate. Like
I
Polar
like.
Express.
I just like the whole idea of it. I like the way that you guys enjoyed each other socially, found a way to serve the community, because a lot of things like volunteerism in a lot of ways is dying or dead. I mean, we see it at the YMCA, whether it's trying to find somebody to coach or help with a different program or whatnot. Very few people are willing to get out there and give of their time and talents without submitting an invoice to be paid for it. And the fact that y'all found a way to tie it all together, I think is really cool.
See,
I think that's neat.
And I want to make this point. I feel like the group of women that we have are not people that look to what they can get.
Sure.
Their heart. I mean, we have good heart. I mean, we think about what we can do for others,
I think it's
Yeah,
tremendous.
that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
and we care about other people. We don't just.
When you guys meet every month, like do y'all have just 2 or 3 major projects a year that you guys put together, or how do you
Can
work
I
that
go
out?
through the list of our events?
Absolutely.
We'll start in January. Usually January, early February, we do a Mardi Gras ball. And that we usually do it in conjunction with Yancey Jernigan Foundation. We do it to benefit both groups. And then usually the last few years we've done the Super Bowl Sunday night dinner. This year we just did I think we did Irish.
Shamrock Shindig.
Yes, we did.
Shout out
we
to
did a
I like
Sunday
that.
night dinner somewhere.
That's good.
That was at the Oaks.
Yes.
And Lou
He's
is so
so kind.
generous. Every year he's let us use the Oaks Sunday night.
And he just leaves, and we're there. We could do anything, but we're
And we it's a
You don't
it's a
trash the
thing.
place.
No.
When he shows back up, everything's in
Listen,
order.
we clean up even better than we. I mean, we try to
Yeah.
make sure everything's even better than he gave it to us.
But it's and all of our events you can buy tickets to in advance, and that helps us kind of, because like this year we ran out of food. I think last year we ran out of food too.
We did.
And so
Well, it's
but
better
a
to
soup.
run out than to have.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
so I think both of y'all are going to buy tickets. I don't think I've seen any ticket sales.
You haven't.
from
I'll be the
either
first
of
to tell you. You haven't.
Either of y'all. So
I'll be
ticket
honest with you.
sales and your friends.
I'll be
for
honest
some
with you.
events.
I had no idea.
I didn't.
I can tell you.
Okay,
I swear to
I
you.
didn't either.
You
With
can.
our events, we have a Wallet Heart page on Facebook. It's Wallet Heart Bruton, Alabama. And they'll be able to find that. And we post all our events, everything on there.
Mark that down.
And we're going to plug it on TBL as those
Absolutely.
come around regularly. And I'll be honest with you. I just didn't have any idea that all
And that
these
means
different
that-
things were going on.
And that's a lot of people that are like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And in April, we do the middle school dance.
Yeah.
And this year, we were lucky enough to get NDI to sponsor that for us this year. And right before school, we do our sip and sale, which is like an
indoor
upper scale
indoor
yard sale.
yard sale.
Well,
Yeah.
we do clothes, jewelry, purses.
So the members bring in
home
like
items.
20
We did home items this year.
So you're telling me I'm not going to find a headboard or a footboard at that yard sale?
You
Is that what you're saying?
might. You might.
No.
It's
Well,
not going to
no.
be junky out of
Which one do
somebody's
you want?
shed.
I mean, you're telling me it's not going to be a rusted up wrought iron one, is what you're
No.
talking. Okay.
Oh, I love that stuff though. You can come to my house. And that's right up my alley.
I probably got one in the back.
I probably got
And
I do
then
have
every
one.
other year, we do a Halloween dance, too.
So are we
And
having
that's a
one
lot
this
of
year?
fun.
We are having one this year.
Y'all
Where's
tell
that
me y'all
at?
should come.
It's at the Ritz, and it's an adult Halloween.
Then let me ask this.
Yes.
And I want to make sure I get this straight. The Mardi Gras ball. Is it that group that usually goes across the street and crashes the wild turkey dinner, or is it vice versa?
Vice versa.
I knew that one group made the track across Belleville and 31 there to
that
crash
was
one.
Kind of bad planning. I think we didn't know.
Sounds like a heck of a party to me.
Well, you know,
You got guns, you got drinks,
And
you
you
got
got
ammunition. I mean, wild at heart.
left
I mean,
out the
tell you something. Tuxedos, bam. I mean, that sounds like a heck of a night.
That sounds like a party to me.
Tell you what, if we could get both of those scheduled on the night of the Battle of Murder Creek and just tie it all together, I mean,
Have to start
bam.
rooting down.
Just shut off the
Man, I
rays
tell
and
you
be
what,
done.
that would be a night. That could be a night to remember.
Party.
Bam.
The whole block.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I'm good with that.
Bless it.
Yeah,
No.
that sounds good.
Bless it.
Too much.
But then we wouldn't have anything to do the rest of the year.
And who says there's nothing to do in Bruton? I mean, are you kidding me? Choo-choo Market, Temptations, Wild at Heart. I mean, there's something for everybody.
Y'all sit here and told me so many things I didn't even know was going on here. I knew the Wild Turkey Federation thing, but I had no idea y'all were partying across the road.
Always.
Yeah, I'm like, man, y'all need to continue to do that on the same. I think that
Sure.
That now that I know that,
I mean, honestly, like it's kind of like, you know, I didn't go to like prom with my husband, so I get to dress up, and he gets to dress up. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a corsage.
Like I lost
And we're dressing up.
we talking about prom now. I love it. I love it. Listen, I will come DJ the prom thing for you. Okay? I would love to. Can I play 80s music only? That would be really good.
And Kelly Webb will sing, and LeBray Boy
Hey,
will sing like
80
nobody's business.
I want to play 80s music only, and everybody dress up in parachute pants, Coca-Cola shirt,
Big hair.
big hair.
You two might have a problem with big hair. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem. I promise.
I've seen some new growth here lately.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm really using it's an herbal.
Oh, I did. I've heard about that.
Like an essential oil.
So you're telling me it's not working?
No. It might work.
I can't
You don't
tell
see that one right there?
I need that help because of
DJ.
the headphones.
DJ. It's gonna work. Just stick with it. Stick with it.
I think an 80s party would be fun.
I think so.
I think
We
a lot
can
of
make
people-
our Halloween.
Look at the music from the 80s.
God.
I mean, you know, the
One
great
of our
music from the 80s.
One of our fundraisers, the Groove was nice enough to let us use. We were celebrity bartenders.
That didn't work
we
out
dressed
so
up in
well.
80s.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was
we
all
did do
80s
80s. It was
dressed
pretty
up.
fun.
I think that would be that'd be
bring that back.
fantastic. And I've got every song from the 80s. As you heard when you walked in the door, I love the 80s.
I couldn't get them over my head, but I have plenty of Coca-Cola rugby teams.
Well, we need to see if Lance will give us some.
I'm about to go buy some
Pepsi-Cola.
Dove
That's right. Pepsi Cola. That's right.
Yeah.
Pepsi Cola's what I meant.
So,
God,
I don't think
Sounds
did
like somebody
Pepsi have
else's
shirts.
mixing.
I don't think they had those shirts like that.
Yes,
back then.
they did.
Okay, well, I
they
don't
came in
remember.
late, and they were mainly at convenience stores.
Yeah.
But like Weaver's had the good stuff.
Well,
No,
I mean, okay.
Robbins
Robins and
McGowan.
McGowan's. Robins and
Robbins
McGowan's.
and McGowan's.
Weaver's, that's
BD
right.
baggies. Shout out to my friend Jamie Martin Dietrich. Had the BD baggies, and we got our jams at Weaver's. And
Jam.
Jams.
Oh my gosh.
Ocean Pacific.
front,
OP.
load it up.
Jams?
Oh, I remember Jams.
APs
Well.
were at Weaver's.
Hey, kid, I got one question. Who started pinch rolling jeans?
Trey Jackson.
Boyd Martin.
Boyd Martin.
Boyd Martin.
Okay, well,
Sorry,
the
Trey
Trey Jackson.
Trey Jackson, if you're listening to this, you just got called out.
Yes, Trey Jackson knows how to pinch roll like nobody's business.
Trey.
Currently?
Like not now, but he
Oh,
could.
I bet he could.
I bet he could. Like he said,
skill
he
you
know
don't
the
lose.
pinch roll off.
DJ, I think the mixers did get put in here tonight.
I'll tell you.
No.
Hey, listen, I think that'd be a great.
have to work
I think an
tomorrow.
80s fundraiser would be fantastic.
I think it would stimulate
I
it to
think you
come
should
back.
sponsor it.
I mean, the music.
We could probably work that out.
I feel like if we said it was a Wild at Heart function and you guys plugged it,
Oh yeah.
there's no limit.
Like everybody in the world would come.
Listen, we'll come do a
Everybody.
show during
Hey.
the 80s thing.
And talking about that, we're real close to being mobile.
And
I
listen,
read about that earlier.
and
real
y'all
close
can
to being
like play
mobile.
music, and then y'all can talk in the breaks.
Well,
Yeah.
I know you like to talk, so just talk in the breaks.
But 80s.
And maybe even lip sync some of the
Whatever you want.
Skid Row.
Just
I remember you.
Yes.
White Snake.
No.
Arguably the best rock ballad of all time.
No, we're going back before. We're going back to like early 80s music too. I mean, like I'm talking
Electric Avenue.
Pet Shop Boys. Old school. Now, you're talking about hair bands.
I like hair bands.
I'm talking about Bananarama. Talking about Madonna.
What about Mr. Mister?
Mr. Mister.
Oh, Mr. Mister.
You know, I mean, old school stuff.
Purple Rain.
Purple Prince.
Oh, Purple.
Can't have 80s.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
I can shamelessly plug our phone number from the liquor store from the 80s.
No, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. We're coming to that.
We are having technical difficulties with our phone. I don't know if something happened, but in a week we'll be back. Our phone number, sing it, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Help me.
No, ma'am, I
You know the number.
Your phone number is 867-5309.
867.
No, it's not. Are you kidding me? Oh. No, it's not.
That is awesome.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to tell you something. This has been the greatest night in Studio B ever. Are you kidding me?
Now going to be
a lady.
the Wild at Heart
Somebody
contact
tried to
number.
jack our number.
Excuse me, she's our president. 867-5309.
Somebody tried to jack your. Who tried to jack your number?
Opie Link. I don't
Jenny.
Jenny.
Oh, my God.
Jenny Neighbors.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. We had a great time in here with Flimbo in week 1. But I told you, re-kicking this off, this is amazing. We got superpowers turning into food. I cannot believe 867. That is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
You're with a bunch of powerful women. You know,
I tell you.
You know you have to call the liquor store all the time.
I'm fixing to. Regularly.
It's not working right now. 4 days.
That's the new contact for Wild at Heart.
Did they took it from you?
867.
Like somebody called in and said they were me, switched companies, and now I have to get it back. And all this happened while I was on vacation. I've been fighting.
Man, that's
with
terrible.
AT&T.
That means you could never
That
go
is-
anywhere
Make you
again.
pay. Do they make you pay to get it back?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever talked to her about paying for something?
I'm just saying
That's brilliant.
That is awesome that you have that number.
It was working for a full month and a half till they tried to take it last week.
I mean, that's awesome. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna sell a lot of liquor off of that. I promise.
I mean, where have I been? How did I know that?
Not at the liquor store.
And that's why I said Breckenridge. That's what that's what I've heard about that. I don't know if you've. I want to try it. I hear it's better than XR. If it is, I want to try it. That's what I heard.
867-5309.
And Jenny stole
the number.
Whoever did that, I got to give you another one of those.
Dog.
You got me on that one. Jenny got it. That was good.
Everybody keeps telling us we need to hire an employee named Jenny.
You really do.
We get phone calls all the time.
Oh my
When
gosh.
you put people on hold, you need to have that song playing when on hold.
No, you need to sell t-shirts.
Yes.
Sell t-shirts.
You
Hashtag Jenny on the front, and then y'all's ad on the
know-
front.
Call me. I don't need that.
You know, we had talked about, Ken, several weeks ago, getting something, whether it was a chalkboard or a paintboard, to let people sign when they come in Studio B. I mean, how great would it be to have a Fleming honey, Fleming strawberries, Fleming produce, and then have 8675309, the Wild at Heart logo up there. We got to make that happen.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah, we got to make that happen.
Well, no, as they are speaking.
I tell you what, we got a text a while ago that said we need to, like Macy's, we need to be at the Christmas parade broadcasting from the Christmas parade. Why don't we do it from their float?
Absolutely.
Oh, you can.
That would be awesome.
Will you bring
We have space issues right now.
Yeah, we're full.
And then we do.
We just got told.
Shoot us down. Crank it up. Wow.
We just got.
Wow.
We're out.
Plus, y'all are guys, so you're not
Yeah,
girls.
we can't make it, DJ.
This is not.
Yeah, you can drive us. You can drive our float.
We have things that happen on that float.
This is not.
We don't have a truck to the pull.
What happens on the float stays.
Oh, I can't get
Yes.
to a truck that'll pull it. We just got somebody to drive it.
This is not WEBJ or WKNU. This is the bottom line.
Yeah.
And we can't get on the float? Really?
No, we'll talk about
Well,
it.
that's the bottom line.
No.
Wow.
Guess what?
They've already voted. They have a quorum. They've already voted. We're out.
We'll bring it up. at our
3
next
strong
meeting.
women, as they say, we're done.
You had one maybe.
Oh, I'll tell you what. We're going to get this parade moved back to 2 tonight.
Breaking news right there, DJ, is what that is.
I really want to say something positive. I had a friend from.
Well, that'd be a first here in the last 5 minutes.
from Alexander City that came to visit me, and she approached, but she came to visit. We haven't seen each other in 15 years. She's good friends with Steven, came to visit, and she said, please tell me about your organization. I want to do the same thing in Alexander City, and she's very involved. She's doing the Some Festival there. She said, please tell me what you're doing, because she wants to start. She's thinking about starting it, and I was thinking, we might make the Today Show at some point. Because at this point, that's our goal.
They would be our charter.
My brother has just texted in and laid down the gauntlet to Wild at Heart, said he will sponsor the mother of all floats.
Josh James has.
My brother just laid it down.
Tell him we will definitely take him up on.
He said he just said, let them know I will sponsor the mother of all floats.
Did he put a stipulation that we have to be on it?
No stipulation.
No.
I'm just telling what he said.
for Josh.
He will not put stipulations
I'll tell you what,
on
Ken.
that.
I'm going to be.
Hey, I just got a text that said these girls need to be on here every week. So basically, they're more entertaining than we are. For sure.
girl-
Hey, there again.
Well,
I got the same
You say,
text.
Lance, we need more mixers.
yeah. There's not.
Ken, I got the same text.
Ken,
You did. Well, okay, there you go.
I've got an idea then.
I'm with you.
Next year,
We'll just get you guys to come in here. I didn't want to be here to begin with.
next year,
No, I have problems with Wednesday nights.
next year, you and I will post up in front of the clock tower, and we'll just have a lot of Jolly Ranchers. And when the Wild at Heart float comes by, we'll throw candy to them.
Hey,
Overhand,
the Little Rascals.
as hard as we can.
Romans, countrymen. Lend me your ear.
Until your arm gets tired.
Until your arm
Yeah.
gets tired.
We're going to go buy a
I'm
lunch.
going to get off 1, 2, 3 good shots. I can promise you
I
that.
got one word for you. CO2. We're going to buy a launcher and just start launching
Oh
those
no,
things.
because
at you.
we had some of that on our float this year. We had a snow machine
Yes.
on
Wow.
our float this year.
How did that work out? Hey, listen, as long as the parade was, did you have snow at the end of the parade?
We
Or was
had
it
snow at
gone?
the end. We refilled
Wow.
and
was
got
smooth.
after it, and it was 97
Oh, it's
degrees
gonna
out there,
sound,
but it was snowing.
Oh, I got a question. Was any of it yellow by the end of the parade?
The answer is no.
Because
Special bucket.
yes, because we have almost lost members trying to find a bathroom in the middle of the parade route.
We always have a house.
We always have a structure that can contain all of our junk.
We just don't go.
We don't go for 6 hours because nobody has to go to the bathroom for 6 hours.
Okay, so what you're saying is
I'm
there's
talking
no,
about.
is-
Well, I
I
won't go
know
there.
what you're talking about, so
No,
now we're answering it.
I won't go there.
they don't drink on the float, do they? That's what they say. They're
That's
done.
part of the rules.
No, that's
That's
You
right.
can't do that.
against
You
the law.
cannot do that. That's
Plus,
against the
Lorraine and
rules.
I have already said we are going to walk. You know, you have to have walkers on your floats.
The best walkers, the cutest walkers.
most fun. You have to have walkers.
You do.
Besides your floats.
Is that like a liability?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a chamber rule.
I got you.
Because if it gets
So-
too close, you like.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
To keep
Normally
people
we
away,
make
or to
the
keep
children do
candy.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our children.
But
They wanna
this
be
year,
there
to make them do it.
this year, Lorraine Boyd and I walked, and it was the most fun I've ever had. Well, maybe, I don't know. There was that Christmas wrap last year in front of the race cleaners, but
Oh, that was fun.
You did
That
one
was
for
early.
race cleaners?
That's when
You
the
what?
kids on
I
the road.
wrapped.
You rap. Listen, where was the cameras rolling for that?
I'll tell you.
There's plenty of video
Listen,
footage, but
I mean,
you'll never see
I-
it.
That's when we decided to have our
Again.
children on the float. We decided to have our children, and we did the Polar Express, and Earl and Ed are on there.
So y'all PG'd it down a lot? Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
we
Yes.
did.
Okay.
Yes.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, you know,
So,
you got to
yeah.
do what you got to do.
You know.
So, along with doing a lot of good things for the community, y'all have a great time doing it, it sounds to me.
Obviously.
We do.
Every time.
Why not? Why be in something that's going to do something good but be bored? I don't like to go to meetings and be bored.
Well, let me ask you this: could y'all throw something together this weekend? Just a little fundraiser or something. I mean, y'all obviously. I mean, y'all have a good time. I've had a good time here tonight.
Are y'all available
Can we
next
just-
Wednesday
I mean,
night is what I want to
yeah.
know. Because we're
Are y'all getting like tons of hits and stuff?
Yeah.
We're getting run off right here.
Millions. I mean, we've gone from millions to tens of millions.
Yeah.
This is worldwide.
People are
well,
listening in China.
Next
everywhere.
weekend, all
don't
the
wanna
text
give
going to
them
be
too
is,
much.
where are the girls from Wild at Heart? I'm going to say, well, they forgot to get over here or whatever. I don't know.
Next week's going to be tough.
It's going to be.
I'd hate
What
to
do you
see
have to compete with us?
I don't listen. I'm sitting there thinking of that. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that at all.
whoever sits over there next week is going to be tough.
Well, it's okay.
Be tough.
People will
I'm
say,
sorry.
well, they're not the Wild at Heart girls.
It's going to be hard.
It's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. What would you? What? and what would you like to say in closing, ladies? I mean, if y'all want to take one at a time, or somebody want to speak for the group, or how do y'all want to do it?
We'll do it one at a time.
Okay.
Okay. Who are we going to start? Sergeant?
I'll start.
Okay.
We love what we do as far as with Wild at Heart. Everything for the community. We have a great time doing it, and I think that everything that we've done, in our opinion, has been for that goal. The betterment. That's not a real word.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's a real world.
Wait, does it play on Words with Friends? I need to know that. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm not playing you on Words with Friends.
But we really enjoy doing it. We love to get donations, so please keep that in mind. Sponsoring our events, any of that. And they can definitely contact us through our Facebook page. We also have a Gmail address, which is wildatheartbruton@gmail.com. But the best way is through our Facebook page. And that is Wild at Heart, Bruton, Alabama.
But there are absolutely, under no circumstances, any seats left on the Christmas float.
Well, in the front. Like you could drive us.
With your headset on.
And the window open.
Okay.
The window open.
Hey, that might could work.
Sure.
Or depending on what kind of vehicle is pulling our float, you might get sit in the back.
Wait, time out.
Wait.
If y'all will get the trailer, you will have more influence of riding on there. We're having problems some years, maybe getting a hold of some trailers.
We need a big one.
I mean,
Do that.
Yeah.
We might could help there. We might have it in. Only chance we have, I can tell you that.
Because, we like to start.
I don't think we're getting on that float any other way, DJ, from what I can
well, here's the
understand.
deal. You better start making some arrangements because we're going to vote in May.
They vote in 3 weeks, Ken.
I want to know.
I mean, we got 3 weeks to get this thing together.
You have this vote in May. I want to know about the 80s fundraiser party.
Okay.
I want to know. I've got 40,000 tunes and 20,000 of them are 80s tunes at least. Now, they may be all summer, just a different version.
I feel like that would be a fun back to school, back to the 80s.
That is
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. I have no property to have the
We
party
had
on.
fundraisers. We did the bartending.
Just have a block party. We'll block off downtown Bruton over there at Jennings Park. I think you could probably work that out, couldn't you, DJ?
Well, I'm the other Jennings, so I can't. But no.
Well, okay. All right, so Mandy, coming to you.
Gosh, I don't know. I think you about covered it. I just want people to know that we're not just a bunch of people that get together and party and do whatever it is that we think.
We are that too.
Well, not just that.
We love each other and we have a good time. It doesn't mean that.
But when we have fundraisers, we want people to understand that the money is going to scholarships and to our senior citizens at Christmas and to our foster children and some kids from some angels from the Angel Tree at the Chamber of Commerce, and that we are doing things with this money. And we do pay a small amount of dues every month, each member does, but we count on support from the community. And if people aren't attending our fundraisers or their children are not attending our fundraisers, that limits what we can do for other people in the community.
And we would love to be able to give away $5,000 or $10,000 scholarships. I mean, that would be amazing.
And that's one of the things, I guess, part of our mission statement when Ken and I started this is to create awareness for those things, those positive things that go in our communities. I'll be honest with you, it's my fault. I'm not saying that other media outlets haven't covered it or you guys haven't done a good job of promoting it. I had no idea. I really didn't. I'm amazed. I'm impressed. And I'll be a part of it from this point forward. And we're going to do our part to make sure we plug it every time we know something's going on.
We forgot that we sponsored the student section for both Neal and Miller girls softball last year.
Sure did.
And we'll probably do the same thing this year.
Like when you say you sponsored that,
The students got to get in for free.
oh really?
So it pays them to get in.
So
Wow.
Of course, they have a little banner that says,
Wow, nice,
Yeah.
Very nice.
For that game.
That's a touch. That's a touch of
Neal
class.
Miller on one, and then I think it was Opp and is Opp with Neal or Miller?
Opp and Miller's a pretty big.
Okay,
pretty
that
big
was the
deal.
other one. I think at Neal it was Neal and Miller game, and then at Miller it was the Opp Miller game.
Touch of class, nice.
So, I mean, we try to make sure it's for everyone because we do know that we have a huge community. If we'll just all support each other,
Yeah.
it makes our community better.
Absolutely, well said.
Stephanie.
okay. I guess the biggest thing that stands out to me when I think about Wild at Heart is that sometimes it's hard as being a mother with two boys that are busy and a husband that used to work shift work and everything he does. And there was a point where I got a little probably like I just can't do everything, you know. I remember my boys coming to me and they said, you know, Mama, the thing that I'm the most proud of you for is sometimes I know you don't want to leave us. I know you don't want to go do this, but you have such a good heart. And they're learning that sometimes I don't care what amount of money I have in my pocket. I'd rather give it to somebody that needs it more than me. There's always someone that needs it more than me. And I think I'm teaching my boys that through hard work and through working with others and being around people that are compassionate and loving, I'm just giving a good example for my children, my 2 boys, and that's my main purpose in life. And I think through Wild at Heart, I've been able to do that.
Very
and
good.
with a great group of women that are compassionate and loving.
Giving back is
Makes you feel better than getting any day of the week.
You know,
I need a tissue.
Okay, I know you're gonna cry.
it's the
You know I can say something.
it's the circle of life. You know,
And that's the bottom line. Yeah, that's it. All right, so hey, listen, we want to take this opportunity to thank these strong ladies from Wild at Heart for coming in tonight, and hey, what a great time!
it has been a blast.
Thank you for having
A
us.
blast. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it has been fun.
I am sorry it took so long to get this together, but it has been a lot of fun.
It has.
And we're going to have to do it again.
Next week.
We're
apparently.
probably out of a
Maybe a
job.
lot of followers and people to watch.
It looks like
We are out of a job.
the Wild at Heart is now taking over the bottom line, so you'll have
Hey, we
these
might
3
start
hosts the
one.
next one.
Hey,
Yeah.
this might be something
Yeah.
good for us. We should start
Yeah.
this.
Not a whole lot of money in it.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, we're not about making money. We're about giving.
Well, I mean, just listening to us talk, we got a sponsor for the Christmas float. So I mean,
Yeah.
Like, go, Josh.
Yeah, listen, he come correct and said he was sponsoring the mother of all floats.
I
There you
know
go.
Josh will have to know I will get that money.
Sergeant,
Josh, you heard?
Josh.
You- I mean,
tell
it-
Josh just to go ahead and send his
Don't
credit
make
card
me come
down
up
here.
there to Prattville.
listen, hey, listen, don't say that. I said that one time. It's Pike Road.
My bad.
Pike Road.
It is
Not
Pike
Prattville.
Road.
Pike Road. Somebody said the girls do a lot for Relay for Life as well.
We do.
We did.
We do.
We did. This year we have not.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I don't want to get into the really. It's just gotten smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
The community doesn't support it like.
But the thing about it is there are other organizations in our community, like the Yancey Jernigan Foundation, who Amy Jernigan is one of our members, that those funds stay local. We don't have to send them to another place
Right.
like we do for Relay for Life.
And we know
We're
exactly
to
where the
regional.
funds go.
We
Right.
know where it's going. We know that a co-sponsorship between organizations is always more beneficial.
Right.
And it just feels like it's more of a local thing. So
Yeah,
it's easier for us to get in touch with it.
It's real quick to get spread out too thin as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we're not
it is.
paying
absolutely.
directors or we're just
Yes.
going straight to.
You're volunteering. I mean, yeah, and when you and you only have so much that you can
Yes.
really get out there and do.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, it's been a great, a lot of fun, ladies. I know I've had a lot of fun. DJ's had a lot of fun. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, DJ and I'll try to, if everybody don't tune out, we'll try to get to the bottom line on some other things. We'll be back.
And back here in Studio B. I tell you what, Ken, how much fun and informative was that?
Man.
Wild at heart. Hit a home run. They came in here and hit a home run in Studio B.
I mean, we've been outed by like 25 text messages saying quit. Let them come in every week and do this. So, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I think that we're in trouble, DJ.
We're done.
We're done.
We are done.
We're done.
Been a nice ride.
It was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Wow.
But we're out, man. I mean,
so impressed with the service that they do in our community, with the scholarships, with the Christmas projects and all the things they have going on. The fundraisers are a good time to get together. The money goes to good cause. I'm just very impressed with their whole operation.
I had no clue.
I did not.
I really didn't. I had no clue that they were. I didn't realize there was that much.
It'll be very easy to support that group from here on out.
Absolutely will. And I'll tell you. And let me throw this out. We were not drinking.
Oh no.
You know, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
The good stuff.
That was a good time. Really,
a lot of fun. We'll have to get them back on a little later, get closer when they have a project going. But yeah, they were a lot of fun.
That was it was a big time. So 4 weeks, DJ, and I guess let's talk a little bit here about a lot of things going around, a lot of people going around, this and that and other. Well, bottom line's this, that. You mentioned the mobile thing a while ago. Let's talk about the mobile thing a little bit.
We're going to have some opportunities. We have been approached about doing a show from on location. Some of the restaurants here down in the park, different guys and different folks have talked to us about doing that. You have obviously put a lot of time into getting us to where we are, and you're in the process now of trying to get us to that point. And I think we're probably a couple of weeks out after talking to you a little earlier today, and that's going to be a lot of fun. That'll take this show to another level. It'll give us another venue to get out and interact with the public. If we're at one of the local restaurants, come out and have a dinner, be a part of the show, catch it there live, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to when that time comes.
That will be a lot of fun, and I'll tell you, I wish that we were already there, capable of doing the live thing. Live. We are live. I mean, but the mobile live thing, there's just a lot that goes into doing a live feed from some other location other than the Studio B right now, and it's just one of those things that we're just not. We haven't quite got there yet, but we're headed in that direction for sure. I want to talk about. Let's talk about the tremendous success that the Temptations were. I mean,
define success.
Well, I'll tell you this: those guys came on and put on a great show.
From that standpoint, yes. The performance was incredible.
It was a great show.
They did their thing.
They did fantastic. I was very, very impressed with how much energy those guys had, man. I mean, I was amazed that those guys. I mean, he say he was Dennis Edwards said he was 73 years old. Now let me say this. I guess there were some hiccups.
Well, it's a
little planning here and there. That
logistically speaking, of course, you were down there in the middle of it. You were there most of the day. You were actually a couple of days out, getting ready for it, and sat in on some of those planning meetings. And logistically speaking, I thought it left a lot to be desired. I thought it was a good idea. Anytime you can bring the community out and everybody has an interest in it, and that was certainly the case Saturday night. It's a good thing, but it's also a monumental task to take on, and you don't just throw it together at the 13th hour. And I thought there was evidence of some of that, and I was a little disappointed in it, to be honest with you.
Well, I think that definitely the that part of it could have been probably on a different level for sure. But again, when people say there's not anything to do in Bruton, Alabama, that right there shows you. That, I mean, there was a lot of people that came out with from this community and from surrounding communities and enjoyed the Temptations downtown Bruton. Hopefully, there's some other things in the works, and hopefully that won't be the last one that we do for sure. Another thing, the weekend before, Kicking at the Creek, and I did not make it. I was out of town, but I understand that was a tremendous success, DJ.
It was, Ken, and I want to go back just for a second, and I'm going to sing your praises just a little bit. And I know you can't stand that, and you may actually kill my mic if I get in the middle of it. But I was shocked and impressed and proud that you finally made your way to the stage and took the deserved recognition you deserve. I know you don't do it for that. I know that you do things for the right reason, but you're one of the many folks we have here that like to help, like to be a part of the solution, like to be a part of the different things that go on. But the recognition they offered you there towards the end of the afternoon was well deserved, and I was proud of you for going up there and tipping your hat to the crowd.
Yeah, listen, I didn't. I'm definitely not one that wants to go out there and stand out on the stage for sure. But I appreciate that. I appreciate what Councilman Watson and Councilman Barton did. They were there to present Dennis Edwards with the key to the city, which I thought was a fantastic gesture on the part of the Bruton. To do that, we're talking about a legend. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I tell you what, they don't give those spots away.
No, look, very, very few people make it individually, or even within a band or what have you in there. Of course, the Temptations being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And, I was just amazed that they did as well as they did. They did a fantastic job, had a great time. Didn't really realize that a lot of the songs that they did. I was kind of shocked by that. So, but anyway, I appreciate that, DJ, and a lot of people to thank. We've done a lot of things for that, and a lot of guys. We can't sit here and name everybody that needs praises and kudos for that show. We don't have long enough to do. But getting back to the Kick It at the Creek, I understand that they sold over 600 flats of crawfish.
That's a lot of crawfish. And I'm going to tell you, we talked about it earlier when we had the ladies in with us. The chamber has their act together, and they are doing some phenomenal things in our town. And we talked about this event. We talked about the rodeo and the different people on that board and the strength of it and the versatility and diversity of it. And I'm convinced when the chamber's involved, it's going to be another home run.
Yeah, I mean, look, the chamber. One thing that I think they mentioned it. There's some movers and some shakers on the chamber now, on the chamber, the board and the chamber as a whole, and they're really out there putting and doing things for the community. That when they put on a program, they do it and do it right. Heard nothing but great things about Kick It at the Creek. And when you sell, I'll tell you something. You said it, you're not a crawfish eater.
No,
but that just tells you.
I like events.
There's a lot of crawfish eaters out there. 600 flats.
600 flats.
I mean, man, that's
600 flats.
I mean, I just got to say that is unbelievable. And so, kudos to the chamber again for another great event. I think they've certainly keep doing the things that they do and doing the right things right. That's for sure.
I got a question, and it's not. I guess I'm concerned why all the events don't run through the chamber.
I've asked that question simply because the chamber, they do such a great job with.
I'm not trying to cast them out to do other stuff, but I mean they have a track record.
They do, and let's be honest. I mean, when they can plan an event up as well as they do, I think that the chamber certainly, and now again, they may call me tomorrow and say, "Hey, listen, we got enough.
We got enough. Plate's full.
Yeah, we're done. We can't handle anymore." And I understand that, but they put on the rodeo. They got the Blueberry Festival during the summer. Of course, they've done the Kick It at the Creek. Just a lot of things that the chamber. Got the fly-in coming up.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I've never been to that, but I understand that is a spectacle to see.
Well, let's just kind of go down the roll. I'm not a rodeo guy, but I'll never miss another one because of the event and the way it's put on, the first-class preparation, the way it plays out. I mean, that was a heck of a good time in Bruton, Alabama.
It certainly was.
I don't eat crawfish, but I'm going down there because I know it's going to be a quality event. I know it's going to be run right. I know that it's going to be first class in every detail, whether it's minor or major. And, of course, the fly-in is going to be another one. Yeah, I don't even like to fly.
I was going to say I don't want to get in one of those planes, but don't get me wrong. I like to watch. I love going to watch the Blue Angels, so I would definitely love to see that. But there just so many things have happening around this city locally that are just so great things going on in the city of Bruton. I know we hadn't mentioned this, DJ, but I want to mention this. And I know it's just a couple weeks back, and we were out of pocket and that kind of thing, but what about the fantastic job that our police force did in the Brook Bridges case?
Oh man, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that kind of came to a close during our hiatus, but Chief McGugan and his entire department, their thoroughness and staying after it and kind of following leads and hanging in there. And of course, they had a lot of help from the feds and other state agencies. But I thought it was another feather in the cap for our police department. And I think they're one of the shining stars in terms of departments or agencies in our community. I think we're lucky to have every one of them.
We certainly are. They did a fantastic job, and they followed that case and stayed with it to the very end. And I watched the press conference and when they brought her home. And so, hats off to the Bruton Police Department, Chief McGugan and everyone there that, for bringing Brooke home. We talked about that a lot at the beginning of this show. When we first got out here, that was still going on. So, I'll tell you that, like I said, the fly-in coming up, you got you have the Blueberry Festival coming up. Of course, the car show, with the Blueberry Festival that is always a success. A lot of things. Let's talk. Go ahead.
I've got to put my recreation in here.
Go ahead.
This weekend, both our schools, boys baseball, WSNL and TR Miller, have qualified for the playoffs. So an exciting night of baseball. WSNL will be over in Andalusia for a best 2 out of 3 series, and TR Miller is going to be at home against Cottage Hill, starting Friday night for the best 2 out of 3. So if you're out and about and enjoy baseball, going to be a chance to catch 2 good teams playing in the playoffs. And I think both teams have an excellent chance of winning this opening round. I'm not one of these homers. If I think Neil's going to get beat, I'll tell you. If I think T.R. Miller's going to get beat, I'll tell you. But I think both teams have an excellent chance to get it done this weekend.
You'll also tell them when you don't think somebody's going to kick a field goal, won't you?
Well, I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again.
Well, I think you. What'd you say? You learned your lesson on that one.
Learned my lesson on that
sure.
One. Still learning it in certain quarters.
I'll tell you what. We're going to take one more break. Come back and get this thing closed out. And when we get back, we'll figure things out from there. Stay tuned.
Winding things down here on the TBL network Wednesday night. What a great hour and a half we've had here. The Wild at Heart girls getting us kicked off in the right direction. Wrapped up a few things that we've talked about during our hiatus, but it's good to be back. Look forward to next week. And I'm going to tell you, Ken, it's going to be hard to top what we've had here tonight with the Wild at Heart.
It's going to be extremely hard to top that, but I want to say this. We're still on YouTube. We're still on, of course, the bottomlineshow.net. That's our website. Hadn't really mentioned that a lot tonight. Of course, we had such a great show and really really didn't get to talk a lot about it. But one thing that I've had on there for a while was, should our governor of the great state of Alabama, should he step down?
Yes.
And I want to tell you, and this is, I can show you, I'll show you a little bit, out of almost 500 submissions, almost 498, 497, something like that, only one said no. Only one.
Wow. Did Bill Clinton chime in?
I don't know who it was, but I know this. I know it was only one that said no. So, I think that's pretty telling. And if we're gonna get back to where we need to be bringing business into Alabama and that kind of thing, they need to make a move in Montgomery. That's for sure.
I'll tell you, Ken, one of the interesting texts I got during the hour was from a group, Women to Women. They're much like the Wild at Heart, a group of neighborhood girls, young ladies that have gotten together, have gotten organized, and they're providing some different services in the community, different groups. And we hope to have them on in a couple of weeks. We're going to try to get up with them at the first of the week, get them scheduled. Not saying it's going to be next Wednesday, but that kind of falls in line with anybody out there that has something to say or wants to create some awareness for something that's going on. We would love to have you come into Studio B and be a part of it. Don't feel free to reach out to us, whether it's on the website, at the Facebook page. You can get up with Ken and I, or whatever it is. We would entertain any and all that would like to come on and be a part of TBL.
Hey, we've said it many times. The mic's hot.
Mike is hot.
The seats are very hot after tonight's show for sure. We're probably going to vacate ours.
Got to say this: there is no script.
There's no script.
Never going to be.
We came in here and we were going to write an outline out for this show, and guess what?
Didn't happen.
Did you find it? I mean, there's no outline.
Didn't happen.
We didn't do one. Just got a text in. Want to remind everybody this Saturday is also Earth Day. You can visit the Bruton Chamber Facebook page or Bruton Reborn Facebook page for more info. Listen, we've all got to be concerned about Mother Earth and keep this thing where it needs to be. Again, if you like the show, you can find it on iTunes now. All the new episodes are on iTunes. You can download it, listen to it. You can tell us it sucks, whatever you want to do.
And I'm sure it does at times.
I'm sure it does. But you know what? The good thing about what we're doing is that we have been authorized. I want to say that very plainly. We have been authorized by the National Podcasters Association, and I want to tell you something. We didn't need to be authorized to do this. I'm going to say that up front, but we are here, and we're going to be here.
But also getting that authorization, that important endorsement from, who was it again?
The National Association of Podcasters of Straight Talk and No BS.
Now maybe that'll open the door to some of those who have been unable to join us at this point. Maybe that'll open the door for them to come in and feel a little more comfortable about joining us.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
We're authorized.
Look, I want to say this. This isn't a witch hunt. We haven't went after, this wasn't made for that. Everybody, the brothers heard that. But look, it's not about that. That's not what this show is about. As you can see tonight, any civic group out there, any group out there that wants to come in and sit down and tell us about what you're doing and how you're doing it, promoting your, whatever you're doing with the community, come on in. We welcome you. We open it. Anytime you want to come in, any Wednesday night, give DJ or myself a call. Let us know. We will work it out. We will get you in. We want as much of community involvement as we can get, because without the community, there is no bottom line. Let's just be honest.
Absolutely not. That's what the show was created for. That's the premise of it. Create awareness, create some energy, have everybody involved, or as many people involved as what's going on. Try to get some information out there when that's important. We obviously have an election coming up later this summer into the fall, and look forward to getting the candidates on for that, talking about the issues and the different things that are important to all of us, and that'll be different things. But look forward to getting some input from those, maybe on the Facebook page. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah,
what's important?
Who do you want to see? What candidates would you like to see?
I think that ought to be the next question on the Facebook page.
I think
who would you like to see?
I think we'll put that in there. We hope to have a debate over the summer as we get closer. Okay. Thank you, DJ. We're going to have a debate over the summer as we get closer to election time. to get the candidates' ideas out there. And I mean, that's candidate for whatever. If you're running for public office and know that you have a forum right here on the bottom line, you can come speak. We don't delete comments, as people can see from our Facebook page. We don't delete. We don't delete. We don't delete. How many times we got to say that?
We do not delete.
We don't do it. Anyway, we could go on with that forever, but I'll tell you one thing. At the end of the day, all that matters is that Bruton, we want to bring the most we can to the city, to this community, to the surrounding areas, for people to get what they want to get and the information they want to get and need to get that you might not be able to get from some other place. I'm not going to say any names, but I'll say this. I looked at a paper today, and we had the Temptations in town, and the Temptations there's one picture in the sports section of the Temptations.
Let me guess, the New York Times.
Close. But you know what I'm saying? Man, the Temptations were in Bruton. You know what I mean? That's a big thing as far as I'm concerned. I got to tell you. DJ, close it up for us.
Once again, great to be back after a couple of weeks off. Lord willing, we'll be back again next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, with The Bottom Line.
And that is, what'd you say one time, DJ? About staying what? Stay classy, Bruton.
Stay classy, Bruton. Stay classy.
The Bottom Line was brought to you by Bossman Productions. The views expressed by Colin Guest or in-studio guests are not necessarily those of The Bottom Line, the host, Bossman Productions, other advertisers, or any affiliate of The Bottom Line. The Bottom Line is for entertainment purposes only.